All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a topic that's got a ton of buzz, but also, let's be honest, a lot of confusion. We're talking about red light therapy for multiple sclerosis. Is this a real, legitimate tool for your wellness toolbox, or is it just another passing fad? Let's figure it out. Look, I get it. The whole idea of using, light to treat a serious neurological condition like MS, it can sound a little out there, a little woo-woo, right? How on earth could shining a light on your body make a difference with nerve function or inflammation? It's a totally fair question, and today we're going to dig into the actual science to find the answer. And we're not just pulling this out of thin air. We're basing this explainer on the work of experts in the field, like Dr. Genevieve Newton. Our goal here isn't to sell you anything. It's to give you the information, to look at the evidence, and to really understand if this therapy holds real promise. Okay, so first things first. We have to be clear on what we're actually talking about. What even is red light therapy? What makes it different from, say, the little red light on your TV or your alarm clock? So at its core, red light therapy, or RLT, isn't just about the color red. It's about using very, very specific wavelengths of light, wavelengths that have been studied for decades to create an actual biological response in your body. It's all about the precise type of light. To get that, let's do a super quick, I promise, painless physics lesson. All light is just energy that travels in waves. And the only thing that makes one kind of light different from another, like red from blue or UV light from infrared light, is the length of those waves. And we measure that length in nanometers. And that brings us to the two superstars of this whole therapy. First, you've got red light. It's in the part of the spectrum we can actually see, and it's mostly absorbed by the skin. But then you have its partner, near infrared, or NIR. We can't see this light, but because its waves are longer, it can penetrate way deeper, past the skin, into our muscles, our tissues, even our bones. And that difference in depth, well, it's everything. Okay, so these specific kinds of light can get deep into our tissues. But so what? What happens then? How does a tiny little particle of light, a photon, actually do anything useful once it's inside of us? Well, this is where it gets really, really cool. And you might have to dust off your high school biology for this one. The secret isn't just in our tissues. It's deep inside almost every cell in our body. We're talking about those tiny little engines, the power plants of our cells, called the mitochondria. They are the heroes of this story. And this is the critical link to MS. When you look at the research, scientists have pinpointed three major things that go wrong in the body with MS. The mitochondria don't work as well. You have persistent neuroinflammation, and you have something called oxidative stress. And what's so fascinating is that RLT seems to directly target all three of these core problems. So here's the play-by-play. It's a simple chain reaction. A particle of light, a photon, zips into your cell. The mitochondria have these special little receptors that are designed to absorb that specific light. When they catch it, it's like a shot of espresso for the cell's energy-making machinery. This process, the electron transport chain, kicks into high gear and starts churning out more fuel, or ATP. And it's pretty simple. A cell with more energy can just do its job better and has more resources to repair itself. Now, this all sounds great. The theory is solid. But that's the lab. What about the real world? Does this actually translate into meaningful results for MS? Let's see what the evidence says. Now, while we're all waiting for more large-scale human trials, a really powerful study from 2024 gives us some incredible clues. Researchers used an animal model of MS, basically giving rats an MS-like condition. They split them into two groups. One got the real RLT, and the other got a sham, or a fake, light treatment. And get this, you might be thinking they had to do this for hours a day. Nope. The treatment time that got these amazing results? Just 6 minutes. 6 minutes a day. So what happened? Well, in one of the key tests for motor coordination, they put the rats on this spinning rod. And check out these results. The rats that got the real red light therapy, they were able to stay on that rod for twice as long as the group that got the fake light. That is a 100% improvement. I mean, that's just a dramatic result. And that wasn't even the whole story. Overall, they measured a 50% increase in sensory motor coordination. But they looked deeper. They found a significant drop in inflammation at the cellular level. And maybe most important of all, they saw significantly less nerve degeneration in the RLT group. This suggests it's not just masking symptoms, it might be impacting the actual disease process underneath.
So, if all this science has you intrigued, the next logical question is, okay, how would a person even do this? If I wanted to try it, what should I look for and how would I use it?
Okay, let's run through a quick buyer's guide. Number 1, and this is non-negotiable, wavelengths. The device must have both red light and near-infrared to get that crucial deep penetration. Number 2 is pretty simple. Most home devices are LED-based. Number 3 is intensity. This is huge. Look for a power density between 20 and 40. If a company doesn't list this number, that's a major red flag. For the form factor, flexible wraps are usually way more practical and versatile than giant panels. And finally, price. You get what you pay for. Be really skeptical of devices under $100. A good, effective wrap is probably going to be an investment of a few $100s. Okay, so you have a device. Now what? You can't just stick it on randomly and hope for the best. Based on the research, experts have actually developed a really smart protocol, specifically for MS. The recommended way to do it is super simple. You just alternate your focus each day. So on day 1, you'd focus on your immune system. You'd place the wrap over your chest, on your thymus gland, which is a key immune organ, and maybe on another spot where you have specific pain or weakness. Then on day 2, you focus on the nervous system, using a wrap on your head and another along your spine. A typical session is just about 20 minutes. And here's the best part. It's totally manageable. This is not something you have to do every single day without fail. The science shows that you can see real benefits with just 2 or 3 sessions for each of those systems per week. That makes it a really realistic thing to add to your life. But there's a huge question. The elephant in the room for so many people with MS. What about heat? We know that near-infrared light creates a gentle warmth. So is this going to cause a problem? It's a really important concern, but here's the good news. It's very manageable. Any good device will let you adjust the intensity so you can start on the lowest possible setting. You can also start with much shorter sessions. Remember that study? Even 3 to 6 minutes can be beneficial. You have to listen to your body. The goal here isn't to endure the heat. It's to get the benefit from the light. The motto is simple. Start low and go slow. You're in control. And I think this quote from Dr. Newton just says it all perfectly. RLT is not a cure. It's not a magic bullet. It is not a replacement for anything your doctor has you doing. It is a tool. It's something that goes into your lifestyle toolbox that you can use right alongside your other treatments, your diet, and your exercise. So we started off asking if this was woo-woo or wow. And what we've seen is that the science points to a very real, very powerful biological mechanism. The early evidence is incredibly compelling, and using it is actually pretty manageable, which really only leaves one last question. Could something as simple as light be a powerful new tool in your wellness toolbox? Thanks for joining us for The Explainer.